And Hasbro was a local place. I was actually born like 3 miles from the headquarters that has been there for almost 100 years now. And so it was always a household name. It was always a place. It was always a dream to go work at a toy company and work at the place where Transformers and GI Joe and all of that was. And so I took a little bit of a chance in 2007, and I took a position at Hasbro on the back end of Transformers Movie One. And over time, I managed to work on just about every brand at Hasbro over the years, especially on the kind of toy side. I had kind of moved through the ranks, gradually became a senior creative director at Hasbro, worked on a lot of different movies, different entertainment pieces. Most of the brands everybody can kind of sound off on, from that portfolio. And I was on my second tour on Nerf at the time, and the HeroQuest Kickstarter had just kind of gone through the HasLab campaign, and the team was starting to really figure out what they wanted to be, prove out that model, see if that was something we could do. And I was actually approached by Angus Walker, who was the original lead on Avalon Hill at the time when they first kind of got through the back end of that HasLab campaign. And he was looking for somebody to come over and kind of lead all of design development for Avalon Hill. So it was an impossible opportunity to say no to, being a gamer myself. This opportunity to build intellectual property, to flesh out the stories and the narratives, and going through a career of kind of the graphic design, the creative side of the business for years, it was also a chance for me to start to get into more of the product design side, start to learn some of the technical aspects of, the engineering and things like that. So that started back in May of 2021 was when I moved over to Avalon Hill. And it's been awesome. So at that point, we were still working on, like I said, Risk Shadow Forces had just started. It was one of the first projects that I kind of really sunk my teeth into. And hiring Craig felt like a natural opportunity to grow the team. So that's kind of how I ended up where I am now. And at this point, there's 8 of us, right? It sounds kind of funny when you think about it, because Hasbro has about 7,000 employees. So when you think about Avalon Hill, it still is like this scrappy little upstart company kind of buried in the depths of Hasbro, so to speak, at the moment. And it's still in its kind of infancy as a team, as we kind of build out what the business model is and the financials and the data and the insights. And I think that's a topic that I think keeps coming up a little bit on the Heroscape HasLab to a degree. That understanding of how big the demographic is, how that demographic shops, where are those consumers, how are they looking for their next game. A lot of that data that kind of breaks down the gamer community from this level, from the strategy gamers and the adults. That's not something Hasbro has a lot of yet, right? And so on a company that prides itself on really leveraging insights, right, and using those insights to drive their decisions, it's just a reality right now that Avalon Hill is still learning this community, still putting that data down, still understanding where to go and how to talk to them. And part of that has been this idea of the Discord server that I think all of you have now kind of participated in at some form or another. Just having that direct conversation with gamers is not something Hasbro has done in the past, right? This is really Hasbro's first Discord server, and the idea of kind of real-time communicating with the fan community is a new thing, right? It's an experiment happening through Avalon Hill right now, and it means that there's a lot of other teams at Hasbro that are kind of paying attention right now. How is this working? How is this going? What kind of qualitative data are you collecting? Are you able to adapt and pivot to that feedback? Things like that are, other conversations kind of happening in the periphery of Hasbro based on all the conversation happening around Heroscape right now.